what's up, brothers and sisters? It's your brother G World again. I want to show something about the Ice Age because this is very important. Because I hear people throwing a lot of things out about the Ice Age. Okay, where's a good article about the Ice Age? And I'm just opening my little book here, my little atlas here. Okay, this is something that I want to talk about real quick. Take too much. Earthquakes, the oceans. Here it is. Right here. Landscape makers, ice and snow. A series of glacial periods has punctuated the Earth's history for the last 2 million years. During the last glacial, the ice covered an area nearly 3 times larger than that covered by the ice sheets and glaciers today. Its remnants are still found in the ice caps in the world. Most present-day glacial ice is in Antarctica and Greenland, in 2 great ice sheets, which together contains about 97% of all the Earth's ice. The rest is in glaciers in Iceland, the Alps, and other high mountain chains. You see, like in Antarctica, no, not Alaska, where you see them sheets of ice that are melting. And so it was proof there was once an ice age. During the Earth's major glacial periods, ice sheets almost as big as that of present-day Antarctica spread over the northern part of North America, reaching as far south as the Ohio River and over northern Europe as far south as southern England, the Netherlands, and southern Poland. Today, glacial activity is more restricted, but the mechanism by which it carves dramatic features of the Earth's landscape remains the same. Yeah, I want to then turn for this book, all right, and go to this book, my encyclopedia, my Compton set, all right. Go and talks about Ice Age. It's Ice Age right here. Read it. The people who may have been living in central North America 20,000 years ago saw ice and snow the year round. Now, 20,000 years ago, the only people who really were on this earth were so-called black people. The men hunted along the edge of the Great Wall of ice that extended across the continent from ocean to ocean. In summer, the women fished in chill streams that flowed from the melting ice. Anyone who ventured to climb the wall saw ice extending northward without a break. These people were living in the grip of the latest ice age, a period when all of Canada, much of the United States, you can say all the United States, and most of northwestern Europe lay buried beneath sheets of ice hundreds or even thousands of feet thick. But these people did not live in bitter cold. The average temperature was only 10 to 12 degrees lower than it is today along the border between the United States and Canada. Moreover, this cooler average and the very ice age itself were caused largely by cool summers rather than by bitter winters. There was not enough heat in the warm months to melt away the previous winter's snow and ice, so they piled up year after year until they covered the northern country. All right, and I'm going to go over here. Read this. Get out of focus, get that shadow out of there. Oh, man, okay. I got the little shadow up in there. Well, let me just read it. Here it is. Many types of animals. Let me get the focus now. Here we go. Many types of animals that formerly inhabited North America were driven out or destroyed by successive invasion of ice. Among them were the huge elephant like the mastodon, the saber-toothed tiger, members of the camel and the llama family, and several species of horses. Patent study has helped geologists estimate how long ago each of the 4 ice sheets covered North America and Europe. In general, it seems that the Nebraskan ice sheets covered North America perhaps 2 million years ago. The Kansan sheet 1,250,000 years ago. The Illinois sheet 500,000 years ago. And the Wisconsin sheet 100,000 years ago. The warm period called the Yarmouth between the Kansan and the Illinoisan glaciations lasted much longer than any other period, warm or cold. All right. And so I want to try to get this other one. Get this right here. The latest or Wisconsin sheet probably began to melt at its edges about 40,000 years ago. The ice cap centered over Labrador drew back from the Niagara Falls region about 36,000 years ago and left New England clear about 28,000 years ago. The Keewatin ice caps, longer and thicker, did not leave Minnesota until about 15,000 years ago. Europe's ice blanket melted from central Germany 17,000 years ago and from Sweden 13,000 years ago. Now, some of these numbers probably don't change since the book was written, but I want to emphasize this right here. Let me get this clear view. The blue areas are these that were covered. The blue areas are these that were covered by ice sheets in the past. The Kansas and Nebraska sheets overlapped almost the same areas, and the Wisconsin and the Illinois sheets covered approximately the same territory. In the high altitude of the west and the Cordilleran ice sheets, the area of the junction of Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, and Illinois was never entirely covered with ice. And here's a supposed map of how the United States, obviously Canada was all fully covered with ice, but how the United States was supposedly covered with ice. See, not all of Wisconsin was totally covered with ice. There's a tip of Illinois that wasn't, Indiana, and then the Kansas sheet. But then here you go to the southern part of the United States. What is now known as the United States was not covered with ice. So this is my explanation. The civilizations in the South are much older because they weren't covered with all this ice sheets that was in the North. So they build to a certain point until the melting of this ice, and then they just continue to move northward. So obviously they had to have come from the South because the North was covered with ice. Now, not all of North America was covered with ice. That's why the southern part is probably older. And then plus, weather-wise, even when the ice sheets was gone, weather-wise, it was more hospitable during a yearly time compared to the North, where certain dates and certain times of year would be warm. But the southern civilizations are obviously older because it was not covered fully with ice. So the southern part of the United States and into South America is older than North America. All right, brothers and sisters. Peace and love. That's something quick. There's more stuff in geology. Stuff changed over time. I'm just giving you some little basic stuff.